Welcome to the Magnetic Leadership Podcast by educator Dave Johnson.
Good morning, everyone, and especially my friend Paul Stowers. Thanks for coming on. And oh my goodness, one of the wonderful things about this business is we get to pick who we work with. And Paul and I, we've been friends for, is it about 4 years, 5 years now? And
Yeah, it's been several, yeah.
A lot of fun. And Paul and I are a couple of the pioneers. We got into Avini and helped it launch a whole 2.5 years ago. So we're a mature company. But actually, the look and feel of this company, I would swear, it feels like maybe we're 6, 7, 8 years old. It feels like we know what we're doing, and perhaps we do, because the manufacturing, the administration, people out in the field, we've all had a few rodeos before. But the thing that's thrilling is it's powered by, of all the products I've represented, and that's pretty much been my whole working career, is health products. I've never seen anything that has the power of these products. And what's really fun is they've already been proven in the marketplace for 20 even more years, all the stuff that we have. And so we're just reintroducing them into their best iteration. And my goodness, we could say the timing is just right. The market is immeasurable, the opportunity is yours, all those things. And I believe any business, when it really comes down to it, it's all about people and connecting people with some type of service or solution, something that provides benefit. And it just redefines all of that. And the way we build, it's just a way to really multiply and magnify your influence and have a lot of fun. And this is my favorite job I've ever had, Avini. And so, Paul, talk to us about how to do this most effectively, because when you think about the thing that I love about this, word of mouth, historically, that's what any business would envy. And that's what works the best, whether you're selling restaurant stuff or you're a kid mowing lawns or any business at all, a friend speaking with a friend. And this is something that naturally happens. If we truly believe in something, we just naturally want to share it with the people we love. And if you can take that power and then strategize it so that it just doesn't happen where, well, as a matter of fact, I could really recommend you read this book, it's really good, or go to this movie, where it has a strategic intent where you're thinking, I want to help as many people as I can with this. We've really got something going. And so you've done this, you're a white diamond. Not too many of those right now. I believe in the future we're going to have lots and lots of diamonds. But how did you do this? And give us your business plan, your recipe for success.
Well, can you hear me okay, Dave?
Perfectly.
Hey, I lost my ability to share my screen. Thanks, Dave, for having me. In the last 30 plus years of being in the industry, one of the things that I've learned, and I think sometimes we do, as you do something over a period of time, you just kind of do it intuitively. But what I've learned is that systems really allow a person to kind of plug and play into what someone's doing for success. And it's critical. We talk about having desires and goals, which all of us have, whether it's a rank goal or whether it's a financial goal or whether it's a personal goal or desire. But systems is what helps make that happen. And I think, like I said, I tend to do this just naturally. But what I wanted to do was put together a basic kind of, if we do just these things in our company, these are some of the heartbeat of driving the opportunity. You know, if we're going to, Dave, reach the masses with these amazing products in this company, we need an army. And we have surpassed just 10,000, 11,000 distributors, almost with customers, 20,000 in the last 2.5 years. And that's amazing. I mean, quite frankly, we're doing very, very well as a company, but it's just a scratch of the opportunity. It's just a small percentage of what we can go do collectively. And I think that what we underestimate is the power of our compensation plan, but I also think it's confusing for a lot of new distributors. And, it's okay, I love the products, I love the company, I love the timing, I love the results we're seeing. Everything is in place. Avini is no longer an experiment. Of course, the products never were, but 2.5 years ago, Avini was just an idea. But today, we are a proven company, very successful. And so now it's time to really amp this thing up. It's time to really plug into the business side, because we can have the best products in the world out there. And from my opinion, there's no better products out there than what we have with Avini for what they do. But without having word of mouth advertising, without the business model, Neil says this all the time, we don't have a business, right? We need this army. So what I'm going to do is take you through a system that I believe answers the three most common questions that people have. And I'm going to as I go through this, you'll understand how to qualify people for this. Now, this isn't for everybody. This is for those that want to build a business, because we as a company are an open tent. We're here for everybody, right? We're here for the people who just want to buy retail, people that want to buy wholesale, people that want to buy wholesale and sell retail. This is really geared towards those that want to achieve a few things. This is a 90-day system that shows people how to get their money back, how to pay for their product, and how to earn an extra $6,000 to $10,000 per year. It really, truly is a simple 1, 2, 3 step process that I tried to break down. I tried to take what was complicated and make it as simple as possible, and that follow the yellow brick road concept. Now, I do this every Thursday at noon and 7 p.m. Eastern, 2 times a day. So if someone wants to plug into the future to this training and plug your new distributors in, plug people in that already been distributors that want to learn how to do those 3 things, this is the format. The first 10 or 15 minutes, we will talk about positive things that are happening in their business and how they're getting a customer, how are they getting a distributor, what do they do, and if they're plugging into the system, using the tools, and how we lay this out there, right? Just kind of like Robin does an amazing job every week with the testimonial weekly format call. This is really, I want this to be on the business side. I want this to be talking about the positive things we're seeing in our business. And then we're going to do a 30-minute kind of, here's the mechanics, here's how to plug in to this success system. And then, of course, also, too, we want to talk about topical trainings, things like how to get a customer, how to handle objections, how to find and use tools and site navigation, and all these different things that go along with building a successful business with Avini. So this is the outline. Once again, it's done every Thursday at noon Eastern, 7 p.m. Eastern. And if you want to plug in, stay tuned. But let's jump right into the nuts and bolts of this. So a goal can be thought of as an aim or desired result that we want to achieve. It's like the bullseye at the center of a shooting target, right? So if your goal or desire is to be an emerald, or to be a gold executive, or to be a diamond, or whatever, or it's a financial goal, or it's a personal goal, that's what you're shooting for, right? That's what you're aiming for. But a system, on the other hand, is the bow and arrow and the repeated practice required to achieve your goals. Now, should we have goals and desires? Absolutely. We need those. But without a system, it's very hard to make those things happen, right? So this is what this is really about. And also, too, when we get to our compensation plan with Avini Health, as simple as we think it is, to a brand new distributor and even a network marketing veteran, it can be kind of speaking like Greek, right? It's a little confusing. You got qualifiers, and you have volume, you have payouts, and you have achievement levels, and you have times to do things. But the cool part about systems is you don't have to understand how it works. All you have to do is follow the system, and everything will take care of itself. I'm a big proponent of trying to take a compensation plan and saying, if we just do this activity, and we repeat this activity, and we repeat this activity, all of the other things within the compensation plan will take care of itself. And that's what I tried to do in putting together the structure you're going to see. Now, the distance between your dreams and reality is action. I like to say it this way: ideas are worth $20. Execution is worth millions. Now think about this for a second. 2.5 years ago, when we launched Avini, it was a great idea, right? We had the products, we had the leadership, we put things together, but it was just an idea. Today, through execution of our leadership, our company founders, and us distributors in the field, this company is now worth millions, right? So it's the execution of ideas that turns it into the $1 million business that it can become. And the same thing for your distributorship with Avini Health. It's an idea for a lot of people. You may love the products. You may love the experiences you're getting from the products. You may love the leadership, may love the opportunity, may love everything about Avini and the timing and all the things we could say about Avini. But for a lot of people, it's an idea. And the difference is that ideas are worth $20. It's the execution of those ideas that turn it into reality, into a successful business. And so I just want to help people understand that no matter what system you end up using or ways you get to your goals and your desires, it's the execution on those things. It's the daily habits, the DMO, daily method of operation that you're doing on a daily basis is going to get you to success. And you have to have a plan. A lot of businesses don't start without a business plan, right? They write big business plans and proposals, and they've done their industry research, and they put all these things together before they even launch their business. And then they start to execute on those plans. And so it's no different with Avini. So hopefully today, with this simple 3-step system here that I'm going to show you, that even if you're stuck here with Avini and you haven't really progressed further than silver or gold, or maybe you're just getting started or even higher and you want to go higher, hopefully this will help you launch your business, relaunch it. The cool thing, Dave, about this business is that you can hire and refire yourself every day or every month. You own your own business. You own your destiny with Avini Health. And so again, if we're going to get this out to the masses here in the United States and Canada and around the world, it's going to take an army of people, 10,000, 50, 100,000, eventually 1 million distributors or more to really accomplish what is at the heartbeat of this company. And so this is critical that we do these things. So here's the simple step process that all of us need to consider in helping both old distributors and new do. Now, the first thing is you have to pick your activation pack, right? So we have 3 choices, $2.99, $4.99, and $9.99. All of what I'm going to show you here on this slide, we want to put a date, a specific time frame of somebody doing what we're going to show you of 30 days. Now, you may think that's aggressive. You may not think it's fast enough. Maybe it's too slow, whatever. Here's what I know about human nature. Humans will do what we expect them to do. And if there's no expectations that we put on a distributor or to achieve something, guess what they live up to? They live up to those expectations most of the time. Now, in Avini, we've taken a lot of the gotchas out of the compensation plan, right? There's no, you buy an activation pack and you have a lifetime membership. There's no monthly commitments, no annual fees. Even in the comp plan, there's no fear of loss if I don't do something, soon enough. A lot of companies will put fear of loss motivators into their compensation plan because that's a motivator for people, right? I don't personally like operating under a fear of loss motivator, but I do understand human nature that without expectations, people live up to that. So what we want to do with a new distributor is we want to set a minimum 30-day expectation, in my opinion. This is some of the things that I like to train. You may have different views on this, but I think 30 days is practical for the average person, no matter how busy they are, to get what I'm going to show you done in their first 30 days, or at least give them that target to shoot for. The other thing that you have to do is you have to qualify your distributors. So remember, because we're an open tent and we are about participation and we're about getting these products out there, we want everybody to be a part of Avini Health. We want people that just want to buy retail, or people that just want to buy wholesale, or people that just want to buy wholesale and sell retail. We want everybody to participate, but we have an amazing compensation plan that will reward us very well for building a team, an army of customer gatherers. So that fourth category, we have to find out if our new distributor or even an existing distributor is interested in, hey, are you just here to buy retail and wholesale? Wonderful, no problem. But if I could show you a way how to get your money back, how to get your products paid for, and how to make an extra $6,000 to $10,000 per year, $500 to $1,000 per month in the next 90 days, is that something that you'd want to be? Is that something you'd be interested in? See, I think a lot of times we don't qualify the distributor. We don't ask that question. We just kind of, hey, we got amazing products, get on the products, and then they start sharing it. know how to do that. We just don't really have a system for them to follow. We don't. So what I'm saying is that I think it's important that we ask that question. I really believe that the three major questions any new distributor, if they're doing this as a business, the three primary questions people ask across the board in my career have been, hey, if I buy an activation pack, how do I get my money back? Hey, if I'm going to buy products on a monthly basis, how do I pay for those products? And then most people, because they're doing this as a part-time business, right? They're just doing this along with life, with their families and work and everything else. They're not looking to make it a career, but they are looking to make extra monthly income. And an extra $500 to $1,000 a month would change a lot of people's lives. So I've geared this training to those people. Now, if you're a leader and you want to grow to Ruby and Emerald and Diamond and above, guess what you have to do? Help a bunch of people, a lot of people achieve what I'm going to show you, because the masses, that's who we're helping. The masses solve some problems. So the first thing is helping them pick the right activation pack. If they're doing this as a business, the question that MJ poses, and I love that, is may I make a suggestion? If they're like, well, what package should I get? Ask them, may I make a suggestion? Again, if you're just here to buy retail, buy wholesale, pick a pack, whichever one best fits what you're looking for. If you're here to do this as a business and you want to learn how to get your money back, get your products paid for, and make an extra $500 to $1,000 per month, $6,000 to $10,000 per year, may I make a suggestion and start with the $9.99 pack, because it's going to give you enough product for yourself and for your spouse, and also products to start your business, right? Now, that's assuming budgets permit. And the cool thing about Avini is we don't, it doesn't matter which way you start. If someone starts at $2.99, they have the same opportunity as someone at $9.99. It's just that if budgets permit, that's really the best way to start in my personal assessment. So number one, they make this commitment to whatever pack. Now, if you have current distributors already in and you're going back and qualifying them, I'd recommend you call everybody in your team and you ask them this question. Find out who in your team currently that's already been in, maybe for several months or a year or two. Hey, I see you're continuing to buy products and it looks like you love the products and you're sharing a little bit. Hey, if I could show you how to get your money back, get your products paid for, make that $6,000 to $10,000 per year in the next 90 days, that's something you'd like to know about. Find out who those people are in your organization. And then, of course, do that with new people. All right, number two, with the assumption that they are here to do the three things I just said and do this as a business, I'm going to encourage you, even though we don't have a mandatory auto shipment, is that you minimally, right away, as soon as you put that new distributor in your team, you set them up on an auto ship right away for at least 2 bottles of Cell Defender. Now, of course, they can buy whatever they want. They can buy as much product as they want on auto ship. But what I want to teach somebody is that, because in our compensation plan, a distributor who's doing this as a business needs to have a personal volume of at least $100 a month or more. And we know everybody minimally needs at least a bottle or two of Cell Defender every month. So if they're doing this as a business, as soon as you enroll them, as soon as they join now, what I like to teach people is immediately go back through the back office, show them how to set up an auto ship and set up their auto ship right away so that they're commission qualified every month going forward. These are for those that choose to do this as a business, right? Of course, everybody can be a part. We want everybody to be on the auto ship for the obvious reasons that you get the extra 20% rebate credits. But when you're doing this as a business, there's qualifiers for you to participate. So let's set you up for success. I also personally like to, at the join now myself, I like to walk someone all the way through and set up their auto ship after I've set up their account. The reason is because I want to teach them how to go into their back office and how to use our back office to set up that auto ship. And I want to physically click here, do this, set up here, because I want to teach them so they know how to set up auto ships for other people. So that's step 2 in my process, to say, okay, you're here to do this as a business. You've picked your package, and now let's get you set up on that auto ship. Now, the second thing, or the third thing we're going to do is we're going to start going after finding 3 business builders in your organization. Okay. So I like to train this way, is that you go for distributors and you settle for customers. Go for distributors, settle for customers. Now, these again, Bob, Sue, and Tina are people that have told you that they want to do this as a business. Along the way, and this is the mechanics of how to do this. We're going to get into how you actually get people on your list. I'm just showing the mechanics of what I like to train, is that as you go and you share Avini with others, you're looking for 3 people that tell you that they want to learn how to get their money back, get their products paid for, and make that extra $6,000 to $10,000 a year or more in their business, right? So these are 3 people that told you that. Now, you may have signed up 4, 5, 6, or 7 people. You may have signed up some wholesale distributors that just want to buy product. Again, you're going to get retail customers along the way as you're looking for distributors. Because remember, we're looking for an army of duplication, people that want to build this as a business so we can get these products out there. So that's who these people are. Now, what's unique about our compensation plan is that when you get 3 of the same activation pack that you chose or higher, you get your money back. So yours, the goal here is that you want to help people get 3 and free, get their lifetime membership for free. That's the target. Remember, the first goal in any business is, how do I get my money back? Well, hey, if I came in at $9.95 and I get 3 people to do the same thing that want, guess what? I've got my money back. If I came in at $2.99 and I get 3 people to do that or higher, I've got my money back. The mantra is 3 and free. Your lifetime membership is free. And we have a true lifetime membership, because there is genuinely nothing that you have to do to maintain your membership. You can always come back whenever you want by wholesale. On the business side, of course, there's some qualifiers, and that's why we teach people, hey, let's get you set up with that auto ship. So this is kind of like the heartbeat of what I like to teach. Now, our comp plan doesn't require you to perfectly fill in Bob, Sue, and Tina, left, middle team, and right team. I'm just showing you mechanically that everybody wants to go after at least 3. And the reason is because to be a gold or sapphire, you need 3 active distributors in your business. So I want to set you up for success. I want to have you chase after what it's going to require for you to get to that $500 to $1,000 per month. So let's just focus on 3. I also focus people on 30 days, that this happens in 30 days. What happens if it takes 45 or 60 days? Hey, no problem. But we're still gonna, when you enroll, you and myself are going to go out there and help you fill in the blanks, help you find these people. And again, we're going to show you that here in a second. So remember, go for distributors, settle for customers. Bill and Jan, as retail customers, will come along the way as I'm looking for Bob, Sue, and Tina. And also wholesale distributors will come along as well. All right, so that's the focus of this, the step 1. All right, so step 2 is we're going to help Bob, Sue, and Tina, and this is going to happen in 60 days. So if nothing else happened in your business other than Bob, Sue, and Tina go out there and complete step 1. What we just showed you there is just help Bob, Sue, and Tina complete step 1. You now have promoted to at least Sapphire Executive with the volume that's being generated by everybody buying at least 2 bottles of Cell Defender. Now, giving a qualified volume of about 125, because they're going to have a retail customer in there. In fact, that's really conservative. That QV that fills in the volume part of our compensation plan is probably going to be higher than that, because they're not going to just buy 2 bottles of Cell Defender, but I'm just basing this on the minimums. And again, this is a perfect world scenario. We know we don't live in the world perfect. I'm just using this for illustration purposes. But if all that happened is that we get people focused on step 1, complete step 1, where they get their money back, get their lifetime membership for free, and they set that themselves up in that 2 bottles of Cell Defender, and everybody does this, then the next step here in 60 days, you would now be getting your products paid for, because as Silver Executive, you're making $180 per month. You also picked up your one-time rank bonus of $150. So we just answered the second major question people ask: how do I get my products paid for on a monthly basis? Well, you probably can know what step 3 is going to be in 90 days, is if we help Bob, Sue, and Tina Complete step one. What do you think we're going to help the next group of people do? Complete step one. So now you have Bob with his team of 12, Sue with her team of 12, Tina with her team of 12. And by the way, if you have an active upline that's putting people below you, they can help you fill in these numbers. Again, I'm just doing this as if everything was done by yourself. You now are generating enough volume for you to be a gold executive and realistically a sapphire or higher. With a team of about 49, less than 50 people in your team, you are now making 50 to 100 or $500 to $1,000 per month, $6,000 to $10,000 per year. And of course, you picked up another rank bonus. And I say sapphire probably because we know the volume is going to be greater than the minimums that we're showing in this illustration. What I also like to talk about is this. So think about this. In 90 days, we can show somebody how to get their money back, get their products paid for, make that $6,000 to $10,000 per year. Do you realize that's an extra $3 to $5 an hour raise if someone's working an hourly job? Is $3 to $5 an hour raise is what that equates to if we help somebody get to gold executive or higher in our compensation plan. And think about that. How many people making $15, $20, $25 an hour or more all of a sudden get this $3 to $5 an hour raise in 90 days? That really changes their lives, right? That really will help them do some great things. And so we're talking about making an impact on millions of people eventually around the world. And it starts with answering those 3 questions. And that's what these simple 3 steps is, focusing people in on a 90-day goal of getting their customers and duplicating, right? So that's what this is all about. Now, how many people here would like to go diamond in 6 months? I'm sure if I could see your hands, everybody would raise, right? Well, here's the basics on this. If you help Bob, Sue, and Tina, so remember, your upline is active, your downline is active, you're continuing to add more people below Bob, Sue, and Tina, right? Well, if you go out and help 10 people in your left team, 10 people in your middle team, 10 people in your right team become a complete step one, they become a ruby. If you have 25, 25, and 25, they down in your team anywhere, complete step one, that's enough volume in your business to make you an emerald. And if you want to be diamond, if you have 50 distributors, 50-50, anywhere in your team, complete step one, you would go diamond in 6 months. All right. So it's really all about just focusing people on the task at hand, helping them focus on what do I need to do to make this compensation plan work. And so I like this. And again, this is a system. You may have a different system or may like something else. I personally just like to say, hey, plug into this. Let's go help you do this and let everything else take care of itself. So here's some action steps. So here's some things that people need to understand in getting people to fill in those blanks. I talk about this way. Sharing is caring. It's not selling. I think a lot of people, the misconception is that we're looking for salespeople. We're looking for people that have a heart for people. We're looking for people that just want to share these products. And see, when you get into selling, it's like I'm trying to convince somebody to do something, change buying habits. That's not what we're doing here. All of us have a personal testimony. We know people that have testimonies on these products. I'm just sharing these products and then looking for people by piquing their interest in Avini. Why did I enroll? And when I go out there and talk about this to other people, my convincing belief in Avini is what causes prospects to consider the Avini answer to their problems. What problems are we solving here at Avini? Optimal health and optimal finances. Those are the 2 problems we're solving for people out there, right? Optimal health and optimal finances. And that's what we have to offer to those that we come in contact with in a daily basis and our friends on Facebook, all the different ways we find contact. So practically speaking, to get people to off your list, okay, we got to start with a list. We call it a directory of dreamers. These are people you get to reach out to. I'm assuming a lot of people here on this call today already have your list, but a new distributor, we want to help them launch their business and start with 10 names, 20 names. Where do you get your names from? You got your phone, you've got Facebook, you have a lot of ways to add people to this list. And I've said this a lot, as Dave is as successful as that he is, I guarantee you he's always adding people to his list on a daily basis, right? So these are people you get to talk to. Then you want to pique their interest by using tools. There's different tools out there that can pique interest. I know a lot of us have been using the Cell Defender video, the Rick Deitch video. That's a really good one. There's another good one, isyourbodytoxic.com. It's a 5-minute video that you can use. Your story. But here's the key. Okay, so this is what I want to point out today. The step 2 to taking people from your list to getting them involved with Avini, this peak interest is critical, is that you find a tool that you like that will open up conversations to allow you to further share Avini Health and its opportunity. You got to remember, you got to make sure that tool, whatever it is that you're using to pique someone's interest, is duplicatable. And remember that this portion here is just to pique someone's interest, to say, hey, tell me more. I want to learn more about what you're doing with Avini. I like this one here, a simple script that says, hey, Mary, I just got involved with a company that's addressing a major health crisis you may or may not be aware of. And would you like, I'd like to send you a short 5-minute video to watch and get your feedback. Okay. I'm just piquing their interest. I have my own story, of course, I can share with others to pique their interest. But this real simple, hey, I'd like to share something with you, and then let the tool kind of pique their interest, allows me to get them to the invitation to the presentation. The presentation, I prefer 3-way calls. I prefer that once I've taken somebody from my list and I've piqued their interest, to get them on a 3-way call as quickly as possible. 3-way calls are very effective because you're bringing in a third-party credibility person, and I really just want them to share their story. Again, we're not selling. I just want my person who I've piqued their interest to hear someone else's story that they can then tell their story. And of course, we all know the saying, stories sell, facts tell, right? So we want people to hear other people's stories. And if you can get them to a third party, and I suggest you have at least 3 people in your phone that you can call at any time to do a 3-way call with at a minimum. Right now, you can also do Zoom presentations. Maybe they're regularly scheduled or private, home meetings, group meetings. But here's the key to this. The most important thing is that you tap into your upline leaders to help do the presenting for you. If you're brand new in this business, the goal here is to get a brand new distributor to plug into a system, 1, 2, 3, that allows them to take people from their list, pique their interest, and then plug them into tools that can do the presenting using their upline to help them, because that's duplicatable until, right? For when someone's brand new, we have a lot of information. Of course, Avini Health training is phenomenal, lots of knowledge, right? That's like the encyclopedia of Avini. We have Avini testimonials, amazing for testimonies to share. And we have calls going on through the week, wonderful calls to support the team, whether it's more testimonials or just training. But again, the basics of 1, 2, 3, the basics of a new distributor is we want that new person to immediately feel armed and able to go out there and start proclaiming the good news of Avini. And plug into a system that they can immediately do and then duplicate with their organization. And see, you could be really good at recruiting. You could go out and recruit 50, 100 people, 200 people. But if you don't see any replication and duplication in your team, you're going to have a very shallow business, right? In network marketing, it's all about getting the army of people armed with the right system that can allow them to take the message to the marketplace right away. As soon as they've enrolled, we can put them on this 30, 60, 90-day plan of action for success. So here's the thing. If you want to dig a ditch 10 feet deep, 100 feet long, you can build it by hand, dig it with a spoon, a shovel, a backhoe, or you can hire 5 people with a backhoe. Your choice how you want to dig that ditch, but my preference is go find 5 people and help that have a backhoe, and let's all dig this to get this ditch together, because it's going to be a lot faster than using a spoon. And that's why tools are important. Some things that distributors need to know, some basics, is site navigation, how to set up an auto ship, how to enroll a customer distributor, how to place someone in the downline. These are kind of the basic things a new distributor needs to know right from the get-go, that we need to teach them so that they can immediately replicate what we're doing. Other things that they'll learn along the way is, how do I get customers? Of course, remember, go for distributors, settle for customers. How do you handle objections, time management? the importance of why, and many other things, the power of large numbers. But these are things we'll talk about in the future. But the core of what we're doing is, if it's easy and if it's fun, I'm doing it. A little variation on MJ Durkin's that I like to say. If it's easy and it's fun, I'm doing it. And that's what we want to make this. It's got to be easy. It's got to be fun. All of us are busy. We have families. We have church events. We have jobs. We have a lot going on, right? And if it's complicated, people will not take action, right? Or they'll try and then they'll fail. So plugging them into a real simple system lets everybody just complete step one, replicate step one, complete step one, and just make it happen. And that's really the nuts and bolts, in my opinion, of everybody just did that. And that alone, the rest of the compensation would take care of itself, and we'd have massive growth and success in Avini Health. So Dave, I'm sure there's thoughts or questions, but that's kind of the general outline. Let me stop sharing here.
That's fantastic. That's what I did. My goodness. Yeah, the whole key is, if you want to duplicate it, make it simple, fun, and easy. And oh my goodness, the key to success is just getting a whole lot of people to do the productive things and do that consistently over time. And that's get hooked onto these wonderful products and share them with other people and teach other people to do the same. So that's what it is. Couldn't be more simple.
And it's not rocket science. I think the challenge for people is, again, it's overwhelming. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of, I need to know this about everything about this. And I need to know everything about this. And what about this? And we get caught up in learning. But the reality is that with proper tools, right? With using a system of, okay, how do, I want to go share this with 10 people. Look, just Cell Defender alone, let alone all of our other amazing products. When someone hears about Cell Defender and how it takes out toxins from the body, and we get excited about what that can do, and we hear testimonials and we get on it, we want to share that, all of us can immediately think of 10 or 20 people that need to hear about that product, right? And we don't have a methodology of how do I go approach those people? A lot of people, to me, it's about conversations. To me, it's about opening up new conversations every day, right? It's not about me trying to convince people to do what I want them to do, but I need to open up conversation. A lot of people don't know how to open up those conversations, yet they're excited about wanting to share it. So with using tools, the peak interest videos, right? To just say, hey, Dave, I just got involved with a company that's solving a major health concern in our country, and I'd love to share a short video with you that's answering or bringing an answer to that problem. Would you take a minute to look at it, right? And opening up that conversation. Who can't right away do that? No matter when they start with Avini, they can do that right away if they're using that tool. And then once they create the interest, now I'm going to lead them to someone like yourself or Chip Littlejohn or anybody in the company that can do that's already where I want to go, that has an amazing story to tell. And it doesn't even have to be it could be a gold executive, right? That has a great story. It doesn't have to be a diamond or above. It can be anybody, can be that third party credibility. And I just have to learn how to become a professional, a professional in piquing interest, and then a professional inviter to, hey, hear this person, listen to this person, or come here, watch this. Anybody can do that, Dave, right away. I just think we just make it too complicated. We get caught up in all the details. And therefore, we don't complete step one, which is the most important thing. Let's get everybody their money back, right? Let's go out and get their 3 as quickly as possible. And you know this, Dave, if we don't set expectations for people, guess what? They live up to those expectations.
Including ourselves.
Including ourselves, right? We don't put deadlines on ourselves. Guess what? Humans are lazy by nature, right? It's the famous, why do today what I can do tomorrow? And another day goes by, another day goes by, and a week goes by, and a month goes by. And if I didn't have a time frame of saying, I'm going to do something in this time frame, and I want to be clear, I know it can take longer for some people. It can take 40 days or 60 days or 2 or 3 months. The beautiful thing about Avini is there's no penalization of taking longer. Some companies, and I've been in part of companies, Dave, where if you don't do something in a 30-day period, you lose out on commissions, or you lose, right? There's a fear of loss, right? That they try to motivate people to get them to do something, which works to a degree. Avini doesn't have that. So we kind of have to pick a number. pick 2 weeks, pick 6 months. I just picked 30 days because I think if we focus somebody on a time frame, I think that's realistic. Making their list, let's start piquing interest, let's get them on the phone. I think we can find 3 in 30 days. And if it takes somebody 60 days, that's okay. But I do believe that's another thing that we have to really start building into our culture because we don't, as leaders, we have to put some expectations out there and put some sense of urgency on this. Another thing I find interesting too is when I pique someone's interest, so Dave, I call you up and I say, hey, Dave, I just got involved in a company where they're solving some major health concerns in our country. You may or may not be aware of. They got this amazing solution. I'd like to have you watch a short video. Here's the things I like to do, Dave, with this. I like to say, Dave, would it be okay if I send you a short 5-minute video for you to watch? Dave, can you watch that tonight or tomorrow?
I could probably watch it tonight.
Okay, great. What time do you think you'll get to it?
Oh my goodness. Let's see, what time is it? Oh, it's about 9 a.m. Yeah, I could probably be 4 or 5 o'clock tonight.
Okay, Dave, I'm going to call you tonight at 5, if that's all right. And I'll follow up with you. So let me get that video sent to you and I'll give you a call at 5.
Okay, sounds good.
Perfect, click. Now the danger there is that Dave, if he knows me well enough, or maybe doesn't know me that well either way, he might say, well, Paul, what's this video about? What are you sending me? What happens is that the new distributor wants to tell him too much, right? We want to date it. It's like, because we're all excited. Well, Dave, it's about this and the Cell Defender product. It takes out heavy metals out of your body. It's good, and we get into all those specifics, right? The danger, let the tool do the work. Dave, the reason why I'm sending you that video is it's gonna open up some questions you may have, but watch the video first and then we'll talk. So I'll call you tonight at 5. Now, what I'm doing is I'm getting some tie downs. I'm getting tie downs from you that you'll commit to watch it by a certain time, today or tomorrow, this time, and then I'm going to let you know I'm going to follow up with you. One of the mistakes people make is they let too much time elapse between me sending that video and me following up. If it takes me a day or 2 days or 3 days to follow up with Dave or with you, Dave, what I'm communicating is it's not very urgent. It's not very important. So I want to make sure that people know that when I set that expectation and they watch it, I'm going to follow up with them. So they're expecting my call, but I also want them to know it's urgent. It's something that we need to talk about quickly as soon as possible. And the other thing is you're at the height of your emotional experience. When you watch the video I send you to pique your interest, as soon as you watch that, you're at the height of your emotional, like whether it connects with you or doesn't connect with you. So I want to get with you as quickly as possible, as close to you watching that video as possible. Now, if you're using the app, when you're sending the videos out, like the Cell Defender app from Rick Deitch, it will give me feedback that, oh, Dave watched this at 4 o'clock today, right? It will give me that feedback. So the app is wonderful in giving you that feedback. But either way, I'm going to verbally call somebody, say, I've got something I'd like you to watch, get their permission. Yes, I'll send it. Yes, I'll watch it. Here's when I'll do it. And then I let them know when I'm going to follow up. And then I do. And if you follow that pattern, you'll have really, really good success. It's all about law of large numbers too, Dave. If I show this, if I pique someone's interest and do this process with 10 people in a day, somebody else does it in a week and somebody else does it in a month, which one's going to have more success, right? It's the one that's doing it. This business loves speed at which we do things, right? So the more people I can get through this funnel of taking them from my list, piquing their interest, getting them on a 3-way call, or seeing a presentation, the more I do, there's no secret to success in our industry other than the amount of people you're getting in front of, opening up conversations on a daily basis and finding that rhythm in your own life with your work schedule, with life, what's going on. So anyways, that's what I have for you today, unless you have some more questions, but that's what I want to share.
Yeah, I think just to carry on what you're talking about, I think mentally, so much of it is the business, the mechanics is pretty simple. So it's inside your head. And then the strategy that if you can get people to think, okay, I don't need to sell them. I don't need to learn what clinoptilolite is and all that. I'll let Rick be the technical person. And so essentially my job is essentially call my friends and get them curious enough to take a look at this. I'm not in the convincing business. I'm just looking for people who are looking for me. These are thoughts that I have inside myself. And so essentially, if I can get people curious enough to watch the video, and if they don't get excited about it, then what else can I do? They're probably really not interested. So I'm looking for people that are concerned about this sort of thing. And so I'm in the sorting business. I'm just, again, looking for people that are looking for me, and I don't have to talk them into it. I don't even have to know all of this sort of thing. And so down the road, when we're all into this and we're attracting people that love to read labels, and those sort of people, when they learn about Avini, they fall in love with it. But in the meantime, you follow up and say, I'm looking, and what's this Zmunity? What's the difference between this and these other things? You can just say, let me get somebody on the phone that can do that. So almost every question, especially if you're new, but even if you know a lot, that's an opportunity to do a three-way. And so essentially what we want to do is get really good at getting people to take a look, and then following up and getting really good at doing three-ways for the people that are interested. And that's pretty much it. And then just doing it again and again. And then using your system to teach other people how to teach other people how to teach those people how to do that. And all of a sudden your business becomes exponential and it's growing. And oh, what a great business to be in.
I'll leave you with this thought, Dave, too, and you probably heard this, and some people have. But if I backed up a dump truck load of oysters, okay, a dump truck load of oysters in the shell, and I just dumped it on the front yard of your house, and I said, Dave, I said, in that pile in the front yard of your house, there are 5 oysters in that pile somewhere that each have a pearl in it that's worth $1 million. At what point, Dave, if you absolutely knew that if you just cracked open every one of those in your front yard, you would eventually find all 5 pearls worth $1 million each, at what point would you stop cracking open oysters?
My guess is a lot of ambitious people, maybe they only get through half of the oysters and they find all 5 and they think, I'm going to open the rest of them just in case there might be another one.
Probably. But the moral of the story is we went, if we absolutely knew there was oysters in there that had pearls worth $1 million, we'd just keep opening until we found them. And so the thing about network marketing and Avini Health, we're never going to run out of oyster and opportunities, right? We're never going to run out of people to talk to. I think that's a myth. A lot of people think that you get saturation. It's a myth. But the reality is that if you are the daily method of operation, if you're opening up conversations every day with people, piquing interest and taking them through the simple process and using tools so that other people can do, because Dave, we're teaching people, right? We're teaching people how to do this business. And if they look at how well you do something, but it's not duplicatable, if that method, that system's not duplicatable, they may say, Dave, you're going to do great at this, but it's something I could never do. But if they see a system, right, a process of how to, do something, they say, oh, I can do that. I know 20 people. I mean, so they'll jump into what you're doing and be able to do it and duplicate, right? So the key is that we're always teaching, but again, 2 principles: keep cracking open oysters because the pearls are there. But guess what, Dave? The cool part about our compensation plan, you don't have to know where the pearl's at, right? Because if I get Dave in my business, who gets Sue in the business, who gets Tina in the business, who gets Fred in the business, somewhere in my organization, a pearl shows up, everybody benefits, right? Because we get paid to unlimited depth. That's a beautiful thing about our compensation plan. You don't have to know the pearl. I just got to get that thing replicating to where other people can help find the pearl. So that's the neat part about our compensation plan. But so much more we could talk about, Dave, but the simplicity of what we're doing, just keep it simple, open up conversations, do that daily activity, use tools that work for you to pique someone's interest, use your upline, get your upline involved, telling their stories. And if you follow those simple processes and then complete step 1 and help other people do it, you'll have success with Avini.
I love it. And let's see the math. Let's say there's 500 oysters and there's $5 million. Well, if you divide that out, that's $5 million. But let's see, 500 into a 5 million, each oyster would be worth $10,000.
Yeah. Just
And
to
so,
open it up to see.
so if you do the math in your business, I haven't kept track of how many people I've talked to over time, but easily each no could be worth a whole lot of money. And that's
Yeah.
really fun to think about, whether it's a yes or no. Averaged out, it's very lucrative. And so you just think, okay. And it's actually more interesting if you, wow, here's this pearl, here's another one. There isn't a pearl. Well, if it was just ho hum, here's another $10,000 pearl. That would, I don't know, I probably could enjoy that too, but the excitement is you really don't know for sure. That next phone call, it might not go anywhere, but it might lead you to something that changes the whole world, opens up a whole possibility, and you just do it and do it. So, wow, this product works. There's a market for it, and the more you talk to people, the more success becomes a certainty. And so, wow. Let's
Dave,
get
there's a few
of
questions here in the
go for it if you like to.
chat box if you want to address those now or.
Oh, yeah, why not?
So Richard Zimmer says, have you had success with multimedia? The reason I ask, I live in a depressed area with limited limitations on income. Not sure what he means success with multimedia. Like talking about advertising in multimedia, Richard, or I'm not sure the question. I mean, at the end of the day, Richard, it's to me, yes, marketplaces. The beautiful thing about it, Avini, is that you're not restricted to your own market you're in. You can build this anywhere in the country and throughout Canada right now. Thanks, Richard. Social media for me, I use it to lead me to people myself. I know there's people, other people, Dave, you may know people in your team that are doing digital marketing to get, I still think this is my personal belief. Now I'm a little old school. I'm 55. So I'm a belly to belly kind of guy. I think that there's a place, in my opinion, for social media as far as getting to know people, right? Networking with communities, Dave, you do this with people, whether it's LinkedIn or other communities, like-minded people, and you build relationships with them, and then it opens up opportunities for you to talk to them that are outside of your market. So I think that social media and different platforms allow you to get out beyond your own little community where you're at to find other people that may be looking for you. But once you've got the connection, once you've got the relationship with somebody out there that you're building, whether it's digitally, you create that relationship or in person, you still have to learn how to take it offline, in my opinion. You still got to get to that person. I still think a phone call, once you have that relationship where I can call Dave, that's my preference, right? To not rely on digital fully on all automation to get you to leads. I think that social media platforms are great for lead generation, but you still have to, once you've got the leads generated, then I've got to learn how to take them offline and take them through this process. You still got to pique someone's interest, still got to get them plugged into a three-way call or a presentation, however you open their ideas. But Dave, any other thoughts on that for social media?
My thought really is, if you look at this business, whatever it is, it's all about building a relationship, building trust. And people do business with people that they know, like, and trust. We've learned that, and that's what really works. And so if you don't know anybody or you're short on leads or something like that, yeah, try that. But fundamentally, if you've been around a while, like you and me, over years and years, we've earned a lot of trust and relationship with a lot of people. Why not go to those people first? Because you already have that relationship. And once you get somebody excited about that, all of a sudden that opens up into the relationships that those people have. And we've all heard that idea, 6 degrees, where anybody can connect to anybody else in the whole world by 6 degrees or less. And that was study was done actually before the internet. And so now everybody has a cell phone, everybody's connected. They figure now that it's less than 5 that you can connect with everybody. And so if you look at your 1st degree, that's the people that you know on a first name basis, they know you. The 2nd degree would be the people that they know. Well, if you just go into your 1st degree, most people know a couple of hundred people. You multiply that out to the 2nd, and all of a sudden, for all intents and purposes, you have an infinite market, more than you'll ever be able to talk to. And you already have that trust of trust. And so if you really believe in this stuff and not think, oh my goodness, oh, it's network marketing and I've talked to my friends before and I'm going to bother them. If that's in your mind before, you're going to have a hard time because that gets communicated out there. But if you really believe in the goodness and the rightness of what this is, and you're not trying to sell them on joining this new deal, but you've really got something of value, then you would want to share it with your friends and the people that you love, and they'll feel that. And so if you call and say, hey, I need your help, would you do me a personal favor? I just watched this video and it's a biochemist talking about something that I believe could be a really breakthrough. It's about 5 minutes long. If I send you the link, well, you watch it and let me call you tomorrow and just tell me honestly what you think. Would you do that for me? Well, pretty much everybody will do that. They'll watch it. And so then just multiply that out. And as you say in the presentation, teach other people to do that. That's the core of it. And then this other stuff is just the track to lead that out. And yeah.
Good stuff.
Everybody you need in the business, you might already know.
Someone asked, my Thursday Zooms, Dave, I can get you that link if you want to invite other people to that Thursday that I do. I haven't published it yet. I'm still refining a few things, but certainly people are willing to join.
I can get that out there. Yeah, we'll put this on YouTube and we'll put that in the description.
Perfect.
Thanks, everyone. Let's text a few people, call some people, and get people to introduce to Rick Deitch. It's fun. Right now, if you say clinoptilolite, almost no one has heard of that. That's a fun way to get the conversation going, too. Take care. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you for joining the Magnetic Leadership Podcast with Dave Johnson. Take charge of your health and detoxify today with Avini Premium products.